Hello, my name is Livy Tom and I am the CrossFit nurse. Quickest change of in my life. Not sure how well that edit's gonna go, but we'll move on. So welcome to my channel. I am super excited to be finally launching my own project and something that I'm really passionate about, which is me and the CrossFit nurse as myself as a person and as a brand. So I know what you're thinking. Who am I? What am I? What do I do? So this is just a bit of a short video as an introductory really to my channel and to tell you who I am. I also want to outline sort of how my channel's going to go and what sort of things I really want to focus on, and I hope that will make you guys super excited for the things to come. It's actually really hard talking to a camera without question prompts. So who am I? My proper name is Olivia, known as Livy Tom on Instagram, and that's sort of where I started to build myself. I have a passion in health and fitness, and I use my channel to promote that passion as much as I can. As well as that, I have a full-time job being a registered nurse specialised in cardiology on top of that. So I moved up to London from Devon, so I'm a Devon girl, and since coming to London, I found that there was lots of different things to try in terms of health and fitness and the fitness industry, and it was all a bit overwhelming, but I did start my journey really going to normal gyms such as Fitness First. That was the one. Fitness First was my first proper gym, I suppose. I found Kobox, the boxing gym, which I would 100% recommend to lots of people who, you know, are looking for a good sweat, good boxing sweat. So many great trainers and great friends that I found in my time at Kobox. Avid Koboxer, I would say, for a good 2 years. 2 years, and in that time I learned a lot about myself. I feel like I was quite an insecure person at the start of everything. I was just out of uni, starting my job as a registered nurse and on rotation, and I really just wanted to use exercise as a form of release, and I found that I really enjoyed it. I was obsessed, you could say, with it, and I did overexert my body so much. Sometimes I would do up to maybe 3 Kobox classes a day. Each Kobox class is like 45 minutes of high intensity training, and I did find myself getting very aesthetically ripped, and the more that I posted on it, platforms like Instagram, the more attention I would get, and then that really fueled this aesthetic need to work out more and sort of do it for the gram. That's what I'm going to describe it as, because I think that's what I was doing. I wouldn't really respect my body as much as I should have done. I used my natural curves, hashtag hump day, as a reason to put my bum on Instagram, and I think that that is something that a lot of people still do, and you know, there's nothing wrong with a bikini shot because we all do it, but there was like an underlying reason why I was doing it, which was the wrong reasons. From Devon to London to go to university to do my course in adult nursing at City University, where I met a lot of great people. I had great tutors and great influences throughout my university life, and I also was very avid sports player on the netball teams and really loved playing team sports to help me relax from my studies and unwind and also keep fit. Africa, so I went abroad and did nursing, which was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever done in my life, and I'm still yet to go back. is something that I really would love to do and probably film on this channel as well, which would be amazing. And on completing my 3 years at university, I did gain myself a first in medicine. So I was really pleased with my academic achievement as the first person from my family to go to university. My first job at the Brompton, which is a tertiary centre for cardiac and respiratory care, which basically means that we do not have an A&E, and we see the most complicated, complex cases, and we do very incredible procedures on our patients, and we get to really be at the forefront of sort of research and things. We start a 18-month rotation in cardiology and respiratory, from respiratory care to cardiothoracic care, which is post-surgical patients or pre-surgical patients. And then I found my love for cardiology, which is where I am now. I work in cardiology, which is basically dealing with patients who have either been born with a heart condition, which we call congenital patients, or patients who have developed some sort of heart condition along their lives, such as heart failure, or maybe they need interventions such as angiograms to diagnose and see if they're developing any sort of heart issues. So alongside being a full-time nurse, I'm incredibly passionate and excited that I compete and train and love CrossFit, and a lot of my patients, when I speak to them about they'll say, "Oh, you look strong," and I'm like, "Oh," they ask me what I do and I say CrossFit, and they're like, "Oh, that thing that you do at the gym," and I'm like, "A little bit different, gymnastics, weightlifting, athletics, all in one." How to even describe CrossFit? It's a community full of people of different abilities, but ultimately incorporating the fundamentals of movement, I would say. And that's not textbook. You can read anything that you want to read, but that's the Livy Tom definition of CrossFit. It incorporates everyone, it's about community, and it's about moving. As well as pursuing my athletic love for CrossFit, I will be pursuing my ability to coach it and show you how I get along doing that. I get asked how often I train in CrossFit. I train maybe 6 times a week. I do a program which is programmed by my friend, my coach, head coach at WIT Training, which is the CrossFit gym that I go to. Take a look. And I love training and working with him to really become the best type of athlete that I can be. And since taking my training a lot more seriously, I've really started to see the progression in my technique and my performance, and that's in everything. CrossFit isn't just a quick go to the gym, pop out again. For people that really take it seriously, it can become a way of life. It's about nutrition, it's about lifestyle, it's about how you rest. How did I discover WIT Training? Well, because of my activity on the gram, I suppose, so to speak, I was invited down for a session at WIT by the owners, and I did a session, what they call a Metcon, in the morning, and I absolutely loved it. And the last thing I said to the owner when I left was, "Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be obsessed." And a year and a half later, here I am still at WIT Training, and I did have to make some tough decisions along the way, because I tried to maintain co-box and WIT all at the same time, and I really found it exhausting. I burnt out very quickly from high intensity boxing training then to running to it, doing a Metcon session, which is consisting of a strength part of the program, and then a WOD, which is a workout of the day, and finding that that's also very high intensity, and it can be very quick, or it can be a bit of a long one, and that really started to take it out of me. I wasn't eating enough, I wasn't sleeping enough, I obviously was working full time, and these are the types of things that I needed to think about balancing if I wanted to progress in CrossFit, which was at WIT, and I did. So I had a chat with Gus, also Liam, who is PH Nutrition, who sorts out a lot of my nutrition and has helped me for the past year focus on my nutrition and how I should be eating and sleeping and training, and how to manage my shifts on top of CrossFit training, which has been really, really beneficial for me. And I would recommend anyone to see Liam and his team at PH Nutrition, who I'll put in the box below. Make a tough decision if I wanted to, what I wanted to do and what I wanted to focus on and what I wanted to progress. And I wanted to progress myself as an athlete in CrossFit. So I left co-box training and then decided that I would really invest my time in WIT. And that's all I do. So when people ask me, do you go to the gym? Do you do any classes? No, I don't. I just go to WIT. I do now my program, which I've said before is programmed by Gus, and that can be up to an hour and a half, 2 hours, which includes stretching, breaks in between your sets and things like that. So when people are like, oh my God, you train for so long, a lot of the time it's to make sure that you obviously recover your movements properly, you're warming up and you're cooling down, and then there's a workout in there somewhere as well. Or I join the classes at WIT, which is still on the sort of goes in tune with the program that I'm doing with Gus, because he also programs the classes, and I just love it. In Turf Games Fittest in the City, and I came 17th, so I'm 17th fittest in London City. Gonna go up this year. I'm actually just getting into this year, which is something that I put as my New Year's resolutions, that I would really put myself out there and compete and put myself out of my comfort zone. But it takes a long time to do that, especially in CrossFit, because I was totally new to it when I first started. So I really wanted to make sure that the movements and everything was something that I was able to manage. And that's the best thing about CrossFit, you're never a master of anything. There's always something to learn, there's always a new technique. I encourage movement of any kind to anyone, because it is so good for you mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's something that I really try and put across to my patients as well, and the people that I work with, because I think that makes a huge difference. I often get asked the question, how do you do it all in one day? Because I love it. I love training. So if I'm working a long day, like my first video, if you haven't seen it, go back. It's there. And I'm going to usually nurse people that are in a stage of their lives and they're very stuck on how to even some of them get out of bed, and that's something that I feel sort of obligated to live my life the best that I can and be as healthy as I can be, and that's something that really drives me. So what to expect from this channel and from me, one of my inspirations I suppose is Jess Griffith, who is a CrossFit athlete, and she was actually a nurse, so she has competed at the CrossFit Games, and she used to be a nurse, which I think is amazing. My dream would be for her to come on my channel and have a little interview for me, so Jess, if you're watching, please. So this platform will basically be used to show you my journey really as a nurse, which I want to take in a clinical nurse specialist direction before hopefully having my own business, which I will talk more about later on, and as a CrossFitter, both as an athlete, my journey of doing competitions and progressing myself, and hopefully one day getting 100 kg clean. and my journey to become a CrossFit coach as well. So I'm very excited to be opening this platform and to be sharing it with you. I will also be putting out Q&As on my Instagram. If you don't know me on Instagram, I am LivyTom29. Don't ask me where the 29 come from. I'll link it below. And please keep watching. Please like and please subscribe, because I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys and to show you that even if you have a full-time job, even if you work a job that seems impossible to maintain your own health, your own fitness, your own sanity, it is possible, and it's possible to enjoy both as well. So thank you for your support. Please like, please subscribe, and please keep watching the CrossFit Nurse.